Hi, my name is Emma Thomas and I'm a commercial dance teacher at the Hammond School in Chester, and I've more recently stepped into the role as diversity and inclusion leader. My heritage is African American and white British, and as a woman of mixed race, I have always seen it and I have always felt it. That it being the elephant in the room, that only now I think I'm beginning to understand as an adult. I don't think I was perhaps able to articulate it very well when I was younger. I didn't really understand some of the experiences that I was feeling, but looking back, things make total sense to me. That unconscious bias makes total sense to me. I think because of my lighter appearance, I'm lighter skin, mixed race, and growing up in a predominantly white area, Chester isn't very culturally diverse at all. I think I've known both privilege. I've experienced both privilege and racism, and I think that depends on how you choose to see me, the group of people that I am with. For example, growing up, I've been with white friends who have usually, before they say a racist joke, have chosen to say to me, well, you know, not you, we don't think of you as black, so, you know, no offense, but we don't think of you as black. And if I felt offended and wanted to speak out, perhaps because it's hurt me, you know, it's directed at me, it's directed at my family, I've wanted to speak out. I felt perhaps that I couldn't because the group of people were all white. And if I spoke out about it, they would just say, oh, she's playing the race card, or, hey, wait a minute, you know, your dad's white. Does that mean, you know, you're racist against white people? And I've felt that I've had to maybe suppress and change who I am to fit into the group of people that I'm with. So yeah, I think that's been really hard growing up, trying to navigate that. I'm comfortable in my own skin, I know who I am, but those kind of responses and those kind of scenarios when you're growing up are difficult, and they bring up a lot of questions, you know, about your validity and how other people see you. So I've also had people say, you know, oh, she's been tarred with the black brush, that haven't seen me as white. They haven't seen me as being a mixed race woman, and they haven't acknowledged that. And you know, it's my colour is not seen at all. My heritage is not seen. My identity is not seen, and then I'm just classed as either not black enough or not quite. You're not quite white, though, are you? You know, you're not one of us. That kind of narrative, and for the most part, I think I felt acceptance. But yeah, looking back, I've started to realise that what I was feeling, and that elephant in the room, which is inequality, that treatment of definite inequality. I feel that despite my passion and strength, my intellect and talent, which I do believe that I have, maybe I haven't always believed in that until now, because I haven't always felt like I've had a voice. But I felt that despite that, the opportunities that were available to perhaps some of my white friends, colleagues, whatever, have not been presented to me, whereas the door is open straight away for them, people with less experience. And if it's not down to my intellect, my talent and my passion, I then had to ask the question, well what is this barrier to me excelling or moving up to the next level or being accepted fully, you know, not just kind of like the cool person that teaches commercial. Like, actually, my opinions are valid, my thoughts, my contribution is valid. And I think, you know, this is why I support the Tide movement, and this is why what the Tide movement are doing is so important to me. because I believe that every single person that walks this earth should have a fair crack at the whip, and we all deserve a level playing field. And I want the next generation of students to feel that they can get wherever they want to get, and the opportunities are going to be exactly the same for them as they would be for a white person. I mean, of course. And I don't want them to feel that the colour of their skin, I don't want that to be a barrier to them excelling or feeling like they can do anything they want to do. So, you know, this isn't even just within the dance industry, this is just in any walk of life, feeling that they're not presented the same opportunities because of the colour of the skin. Those barriers to learning in education, in management, in the dance industry, all of that has to die out. It has to change. And I am so passionate about moving forward and making a change with the Tide movement, and speaking out, because, you know, thanks to Stacey, and thanks to Stacey Green, and thanks to Dolly Henry, who've been nothing short of mentors to me, I feel for the first time that I have a voice, and I feel empowered to speak out about it. I'm in a situation now where it's my job to make sure that change happens, and I'm lucky because I've been given these opportunities by white colleagues. They're speaking out, they're recognising the need for change. I have, like I said, you know, Dolly and Stacey, who've been incredible, and I appreciate that guidance, and I think we are stronger together. And yeah, I'm running with this because things have to change, they have to change, and I want to make a difference. So yeah, that's all I have to say, really. Well, I could go on for days, but yeah, I'm gonna keep it to that. But thank you for listening, and please follow this movement and do your bit. Do your bit. Yeah, there's no excuse. Thank you.